Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the
I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the putting in the
Hot diggity dog, welcome to the grid. It's F Dot and the guy who can't cat jam, Turtle himself.
I can cat jam, okay? I realized how to do it. You have to get into the right Discord, and then you get access to the gifts. And I can still do it in chat. Look, the cat jam in chat. Are you looking at chat?
I'm looking
Look at
that.
that. Do you see that? That is impressive work right there, ladies and gentlemen. I have conquered the cat jam. I've conquered the grid, and now I'm here to see Alpine on top.
You know what? Turtle has improved. Last week, Turtle could not cat jam. Last week, Alpine didn't really cat jam either. Hopefully, Alpine can improve this week as well. But if you were not here, let's rewind and check out what happened last week. And that's the dagger for the end of the game.
How are you going to do this? At the end of the game, we've got 20 F Dot. Please, have some respect.
What's going on here? It just seems like a different problem this week.
Well, this seems like a little bit unique, and we're not ready for the mechanics with the new guy. And look at the passing that they're doing. This is tearing our defense apart. F Dot, what are you doing, bro? This is all your fault. I have no choice. Or no, was it last weekend? I think it was last weekend actually in the Alpine series. Oh, it went off there dealing and turning. How did this go in? This is a play that somebody has got to get in front of him.
Look at Turtle. He's driving from Colorado to Delaware there, just like putting it in.
How can we help them? We have to do something.
Just reset, refresh, and forget about it. Turtle can't catch him, and that's funny to me.
Yes, I can.
Thank you for joining us for the grid. We will catch you next week. Peace, and much love to you. Well, as we can see, Turtle improved, right?
We don't want to talk about last week, okay? I was watching the video, Doomsee's video. It was amazing, and it was unfortunate because all the highlights were just of the other team. Okay, it's not going to be that way this week, though.
I do. You know, if we can like have a serious like 0.7 seconds real quick, I do think it's awesome. Like Alpine, you know, we're more than just a team. Listen, we're not going to go out. Not everybody can hit a home run each and every single week, you know. And so like last week obviously wasn't the boys' best time on the field, but Doomsee still comes out and like puts together a good show. You know, I think that's really what it's about. So
that's right.
So I've definitely had a lot of fun there. Getting into the nitty gritty though, it's going to be an interesting week number 8 for sure. As we take a look at it, all of these teams, it's going to be quite crazy and wild. In all honesty, like we are going to go up. Let me grab this real quick. We're going to be going up against
we're up against
team,
the boys
called NRG.
The boys. Okay. We don't even need to know anything about who's next because we have the super sub Creamz stepping in for Majicbear. Okay. This is our moment. I'm not even joking right now. Like I legitimately think that having a sub on your roster can have a huge impact in how you play. It can open up a lot of errors and figure out mistakes that maybe whenever Majicbear gets back in the rotation, you can start to solve. So this could actually be something beneficial going into the next week.
I hope so. It definitely, you know, you bring up an interesting point because You know, when you play with your sub, a lot of times people just automatically assume like, you know, it is for the worst, for the worst. But being able to highlight extra issues and like kind of observe those moments is actually a really big deal.
Yeah, I mean, Creamz is a great player too. Somebody who is definitely in contention. I mean, there's a reason why he's the sub. Alpine stepping up here. Let's see how he performs. It's going to be a tough task against NRG, but we'll see how things end up going as the rest of this tournament unfolds. And I'm excited. I mean, we have a difficult bracket. We didn't get time to look at the bracket because everybody's just so excited to get into this matchup. We didn't even have time to wait. NRG was ready. The boys at Alpine were ready. We're hopping in. But on the other side, we've got G2 and SSG. So if we do drop to losers right now and win that first match in losers, we'll go on to play G2 or SSG. And it doesn't even matter because we might actually take down NRG.
Percy is punctilious. Look at that. Right on time, baby. I'm bringing it back.
It's back. I still don't like saying that word because I never know which context to actually implement it in. But I'll just let you handle it. I'll let you handle the fancy talk.
It just means like, it means punctual.
Punctilious. It sounds like a Harry Potter spell. I'm not gonna lie.
It really does.
It should be a Harry Potter spell. If it's not, I'm actually disappointed. I guarantee you there's got to be something like some hidden lore. I don't know what it is, but it's banging. I love that word. And I also love that we're up 1-0 at the start of this with a super sub against NRG. I think the most important thing for Creamz is just fitting in a rotation and not double committing as much as possible. He's even alone on defense, and he can't handle Justin. He almost got a piece of it. If he survived this one-on-one, I would have been so hyped. You have no idea.
I mean, it almost happened. Look, this was all Justin. Creamz actually readjusts and just gets the wrong angle, but he had the touch. That was you know.
Well, look, we all literally every single week I think we've brought up Creamz and we've memed on him, we've joked about him, the carry of the team. Now is his chance to prove it.
I never joke.
Yeah, 100% serious.
I've never joked in my life. I don't believe in jokes.
Oh, I like that. Asking too. Okay, we'll see. There's got to be some level of synergy too here with the boards. I mean, Creamz is always watching the grid matches, always in chat. I'm guessing he's always talking to the Alpine roster, hanging out with Miztik as well. I mean, he's got to have, you know, it's a familiar area for him to be in.
Without a doubt. I mean, when we talk about subs, it's a little different. Some teams' subs are literally just on paper.
Yeah.
Other teams' subs are, you know, a big part of the squad and actively take part in practice. Creamz is in between. Creamz gets involved with the squad and you know, plays well. So I expect him to slot in, you know, correctly. If you will. I don't think he's just going to be playing rotation.
Oh, here he goes. Okay, not a lot of boost off the backboard. I like the double tap too, trying to throw off the defense. And there's so many different avenues and angles you can approach having a sub on the roster. And genuinely, if you look back at the history of Rocket League, you know, you think back to Turbo subbing in, winning the World Championship. You think to Over0 subbing in, winning the World Championship. Even Arju, most recently, joined the Muffinz roster and had to clutch it out. He did not, but he played well, and they survived, okay? Mousesports, they survived on. They did well, and I think the same potential is here for Creamz.
Is Mousesports in Season 10?
Well, okay, it's the same roster, just different, and Justin, I'm happy he interrupted us. I'm happy.
That was
oh, baby. Oh, it's like a little handoff. That little touch from Squishy is so fun to watch because you know it's a 100% calculated with the little finesse, just slightly tapping it over to Justin. And that's something that's rare to see too in Rocket League. Most people just kind of slam the ball as hard as they can.
Unbiased casting, supervillain ones. Are we biased? Are we sitting here? Alpine's the best team and only good team. That's it.
The day I disagree with you, I would have to 100%. There is no other team on the planet.
No, I think I actually think we're usually pretty realistic, which is actually been kind of fun because Alpine has continued to climb and continue to improve, and that's my unbiased commentary. I say the same thing where you know, RLCS. So like, it's been a lot of fun to kind of what we do here. If you're newer to the Alpine broadcast, is we obviously speak from the Alpine perspective. We try to put things in that camera lens and try to come from that angle. But listen, I ain't no liar. Mama ain't raised no fool. I never come up here and been like, Alpine's the best team. They're definitely going to 3-0 NRG.
Yeah, especially with the sub and Cream. I mean, there's a point of being realistic. But, like, I genuinely think as Garrett G destroys Jordan in the defense.
Oh,
dude, he is, I don't know why. There's a color coordination. Garrett G has, like, the purple Interstellar decal. Then look at this explosion. It's working out, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're on theme. Everything's looking clean. And NRG is 3-1. How do we stop these guys? But I genuinely meant what I said whenever having a sub on your roster can actually open up a lot of issues and holes that teams currently had with Majicbear, because maybe, not saying Majicbear is a problem, but it could open up conversation about, okay, the Creamz was actually doing this and it really worked well to give Percy space, something like that.
Exactly. Like it is a sort of a highlighting feature. You ever like get sick and go to the doctor and they put, actually I guess this is a relatively like I don't know, you ever watch somebody like on like House or something on TV? What I'm saying is they inject like dye into your body. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it goes through like your blood veins, and then it like will highlight where the bad spot is. You know what I'm talking about?
I've actually never heard of that, but that sound, and I see how it's applicable here, because we got Creamz coming out, and that's what I'm talking about with the rotations. Maybe he's filling in a role that Majicbear doesn't, and that we never knew was gonna fix, maybe a defensive error. And because Creamz was here and was able to exploit that, now, okay, Majicbear comes back in, fits in the rotation even better. We look, that much cleaner as a roster. And I think it's important to keep it fresh as well. You got Creamz in here. Maybe this is some breathing room for Percy and Jordan.
For sure. A lot of what we've been looking at with respect to Alpine being successful has been their ability to play what I call half court, which is a basketball term. Sure, we're not playing hoops here, but just keep the ball on one side, whether it's offense or defense. That's when Alpine does well, and when they really look poor is, I'm pretty sure 2 out of the 3 of the goals that we saw scored against Alpine were in transition.
And even here, look at this transition from Creamz. The speed, he's got it there. If you're outpacing NRG, that means you can compete with the best of the best. Creamz showing up.
That is the first pass to assist of Creamz's RLCS career.
That's right, baby. Is this his first time in RLCS? Genuinely.
Yes.
Wow. Truly an honor.
Next level.
I'm excited, man. I think today could be interesting, and it has potential to be a day of popping off for the boys.
A day of popping off.
Popping.
We'll see. Oh, is this the Shogun Cole?
Nah, cast? Shogun's casting is lads. Oh, isn't that right, lads?
Oh, mate.
That's my best impression.
Oh, the save!
Dude,
that was pretty nasty.
Percy is a beast. And even over the weekend, we had Alpine playing incredibly well as the defense starts to fall to Justin again. We can't stop this man. He is our kryptonite every single matchup against NRG. We played them, I think this is our 3rd series against NRG, and it's Justin breaking down our defense by himself. It's almost like he doesn't even need his teammates. He can do it all himself.
Yeah, that I didn't like. A lot of times you'll catch me because Alpine's on the come up, and you'll see us lose to G2, and I'll be like, listen, that's what happens, bro. And I'll say that about NRG, but that was a defensive breakdown. That should not have happened. That was an ugly goal, and woof. Just not great for Alpine.
It's what Justin does. I mean, whenever he gets that ball on top of his car, has some space to work with. Whether or not he gets a goal, I feel like he doesn't even care, really. He just wants to break your defense down, make you look silly. Literally, that is his one purpose, to fill that role of, okay, how can I waste everybody else's boost? How can I put them out of position and make them dive at me so my teammates have more space?
Yeah, I'm going to find a little bit more of the actual gameplay element. This is a beautiful setup from Creamz, but no one was there. Right there, it looked like Creamz couldn't decide. He wanted to pass when he should have shot, and so he, pass shot. You know what I mean? Winds up doing the same thing.
Yeah. He cut a little bit too far across too. With the timing of the bounce, that's difficult to make it a little bit more weak as the defense. I'm trying to figure out how a rotation is working out. It seems to be solid. There was just that one error against Justin. But other than that, the communication, you know, is in fact on the pitch. Because we're not double committing as much as I'd assume with a new player on the roster to sub in. And I think that's important. Just keep spacing out.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was saying before, was that, like, you know, there are varying levels of how involved substitutes get. And Creamz, you know, he's there with the guys. He watches all the games. Obviously, he's along for the ride, and so he's not just a name on a piece of paper. He's played with these guys. He practices with these guys. And so, while I don't expect Creamz to fit in exactly like Majicbear, most notably because they're two very different players, he has an understanding of what Percy and the squad want to do big picture. And 100%. So Creamz can kind of like fill the role there.
Yeah. And they are filling the role. 2 minutes left, and Percy, we take the lead. Look at this pressure. It's almost like a Justin play, where he makes one player dive at him. He takes it through the midfield, and then does it himself with a dunk off of Garrett G on the backboard. Percy is a beast. I'm telling you, that is a play we needed to have happen to counter out that Justin one.
You know, I'll be straight up. Majicbear has been the name on this team. When first coming into Alpine, you know, Majicbear was the guy.
Why?
And Percy has really kind of risen to the occasion. Here, I mean, what happens here? Justin just fakes this out a little bit?
I mean, I think that was Creamz. The frustrating thing is after kickoffs, you're most vulnerable, especially if you're the one who scored the goal, because you're kind of chilling. You breathe a little bit, you get relaxed, and that means your speed usually dies down a bit. And that is this, you know, we lost the kickoff, and the pass off the midfield corner was too strong. Again, it's Justin coming out. The plays from NRG seem to be a bit on another level, because Justin hits it up to a player. Garrett G gets the fake. Okay, he doesn't even need to touch it, and we get baited out.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty goal. That's a pretty goal.
Oh, maybe here, our kickoff. Okay. Get some revenge on the play. And I mean, I knew going up against NRG. I mean, obviously it's going to be difficult, even with our normal roster. With Creamz, it's definitely, you're reaching for a win at that point. But it doesn't mean we can't put up a fight, and that is exactly what we've done in this game. Percy has been looking solid with that solo play. Creamz, like I said, fitting in rather nicely on defense. He does get a bit confused, and that's a little bit what I'm concerned with as well. If Creamz is going to sub in, he just has to have full confidence. We don't want to see any hesitation out of him. So maybe throw him forward if you need to. Whatever it takes to have him feel the most comfortable.
Just let him do his thing.
Yeah. And that's an issue that a lot of people have with subs, too. Normally, whenever you sub in a guy, you're kind of like, okay, the sub will work around us, and we'll be the spotlight players. But in actuality, I feel like it's more effective to have the sub just go crazy, so it falls on your shoulders, because you're used to that situation, that scenario.
I completely and 100% wholeheartedly agree. That was one of the big things.
You scared me. I thought you were gonna say
no. Like 1,000%. This is like, it's very interesting coming into a new game.
Yeah.
Because you don't, you know, this is kind of like big picture. Take anthropology, kids, but like your culture tinges your viewpoint, right?
Yeah.
And so like you what is de facto correct might not be if you zoom out. And so when I came into the game, had no idea, I was like, yeah, duh, that's what a sub does. And the rival series.
Oh, dude, that had so much potential against NRG. The final seconds, we got it off the corner. I'm sorry to interrupt your anthropology lesson, but my goodness, that's what we needed going against NRG, was a final play, a final moments. And we have glimpses of hope, especially with Percy. With 5 shots, 2 goals, he's popping off.
That was close.
What are we missing?
Oh man. So I mean, this is the conversation. Just to wrap the conversation up there. My point was, you know, coming in with fresh eyes, you think one thing, even though the common knowledge, the duh factor from the inside is something different, and that's sort of what we were talking about with the sub. In that you look at what the team's doing and we have it all figured out, but if Creamz comes in here and does something different, it might throw everybody for a curveball and kind of like have us approach the game differently, which I don't think that Alpine needs to approach the game differently from a giant perspective, but getting a different perspective is probably good.
Yeah, 100%. But now coming into game 3, looking to deny or at least stop the full sweep, as the offense of NRG just seems, it's just exponentially increasing. Look at the speed from Squishy. Yeah. And this shot from Justin, did you see how fast that was? To redirect it like that with as much power as he did, you have to just barely graze the ball, barely touch it, and it gets all that momentum, all that power, and just exceeds your expectations. That could have been one of the prettiest upper corner shots we've seen. Bounce off the crossbar, and at that point, I'm not even mad at the Alpine defense, because that pass, that play from Justin and Squishy, not nuts, excuse me.
That's where I was going. Was last time I said, you know, that's an ugly goal. That's not something we should let go in. That's not the energy factor. That's the energy factor. You know, they're just gonna do that to you, and it is what it is. And, you know, you just go, okay, they are. I don't. You know, and chat, roast me if I'm wrong. Alpine are a very strong team on the up and up, blah blah blah. I don't think anybody's sitting here saying they're better than NRG. You know what I mean?
Creamz just won that 50. That could have been his highlight of the entire day, but it's okay because Jordan and Percy, they got his back. Look at the vision. Look at the vision from Jordan to go off the corner, and then Percy then to drop it back down for Jordan. That play, that's got to make the highlights. I'm looking at Doomsee right now, and I'm clipping.
So I just get finished saying that Alpine is not as good as the team they're playing, and they pull out like a top tier.
Yeah.
So is that the thing?
Keep it going. Keep it
going. Do we have to neg them? Do we just have to like
exactly? Keep talking smack about Alpine, the roster, Creamz, the worst sub we've ever seen, and hopefully something will happen.
I'm uncomfortable.
Believe.
You know what? I get it, but what's gonna happen is we're gonna get clipped. The next week's video is gonna have you calling Creamz terrible and me going, you know, all three of these players are the worst on the field, and like it's gonna be those clips that go out there and circulate.
Hey,
no, you don't understand the context. We're trying
no.
reverse casters cursing.
We got asked for no bias, and then we're just so that they're just gonna respect us even more. Okay, at that point we're set, we're solid. No worries whatsoever. We'll just keep referencing that clip and say, you know what? Look, we roast our own players too, okay? We're fair.
Have you watched Around the Grid by any chance? Have you watched any of the other grid performances?
Not too much. I've been paying attention to the results, but I haven't really been tuning into the specific matches. I've just been
Spaceman roasts Rogue all day, every day.
Oh,
so it's just Spaceman. He's alone on that cast, and all they do is lose, and all he does is raid.
No. Oh no. See, I understand that perspective, but then if I'm a Rogue player and I come on and this guy's representing, I'm like, dude, what up? Come on, bro. You hurt my feelings out here, okay?
That's like here at the Alpine broadcast, and we've got a nice sort of like, I don't know if it's family friendly, but we're a friendly family. How about that?
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll take in anybody who needs a home, who needs a shelter. We'll support the Alpine boys while also complimenting NRG. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And roasting me, of course.
I would never roast her.
Yeah, thank you.
Better to assume.
See, our speed isn't that much of an issue as I thought it would be. It's just intercepting the passes, because predicting where NRG are trying to go with the ball, that seems to be where our issue is. And it's difficult, especially whenever they're booming the ball with that same speed. Like that pass earlier from Squishy to Justin, it was so fast, I feel like you couldn't even react to it.
Well, that's also, NRG also kind of decrypted the Alpine approach, right? They last time around, I forget if it was last week or week number 5, where they really figured out like, oh, just don't play half court. Like if they keep the ball booming and keep it in transition, Alpine, that's where Alpine really lags behind. They're just not able to kind of, whether it's speed or predictability, they're just not able to like find that sort of the long game.
Oh man, and that's a frustrating play too from Squishy, who seems to be at the back end of all these assisting passes and trying to get everybody involved. Usually it's just that duo of actually Squishy and Justin. Garrett G's kind of chilling in the backfield. Squishy goes for a 50, he wins that, then also wins the next challenge, gets a demo on the play, it bounces perfectly out to the midfield, Creamz is in net. A little bit frustrating for him because he doesn't know what to do. The demo came out, does he stand at, does he go for the challenge? NRG too fast and they go up now by just 1 goal, and there's still hope. Okay, if you remember back to the last game, the final few seconds, we had a good look. Had we given more time, we could have had it. And now we're getting pre-jump aerial dribble passed on.
That one.
You're lying. You're
again,
lying, F. You're lying, F.
Look at how it scored in transition.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I shed a tear. I shed a single tear.
Quiet.
Dude,
there was no words.
Oh my goodness. Gary G, why? Yeah. I was just mentioning it's Squishy and Justin on the offensive side doing all the work. Gary G's chilling. And then he hits us with the pre-jump air dribble pass. Why? Unacceptable.
Because you said
I also
that.
love it.
Why?
I hate that I love it, F dot, okay?
I mean that's the thing is that listen, like we're all here because we like it.
That's right.
When you see a play like that, I mean it's you just gotta look both ways before you tip your hat. That's all.
And they keep going for the pre-jump plays. There's a lot of instances where NRG 2 players up, and we just can't get that counterattack. There's space in the midfield. We're going forward. We even look at that previous play on offense. Nothing developed after all that space given from the pre-jump. Now NRG looking to just waste time the final seconds, keep this ball up, get one in the final few seconds. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe. This is what happens. This is what happens when the pre-jumps come out.
Tough stuff, man. Energy on top form, and our team not so much. I mean, Alpine looked, that was the worst out of all 3 of the matches for what it's worth. I think was it game number? I think it was the first game actually, where it looked kind of like decent.
There was a chance. There was hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like we just got Braziled every single time by NRG either, which is something. And I honestly, looking at the positive, still, it's different for players because in this instance, it does look like NRG were kind of just very calm, relaxed here to get the sweep. And you think, Alpine doesn't have too much to gain from this. It's just the sub being in. But I'll reiterate, it's important because it can expose a lot of flaws. So when Majicbear comes back in, they can tell him how to rotate or say, hey, maybe this is an idea we're going to try, because obviously something's working to keep it close with a sub against NRG, the team that just won the previous regional. That's something to say.
Yeah, and like you said, NRG, one of 2 teams that have won these North American regionals.
Yeah.
This is an easy team to go 0-5, 3 games in a row. And so every single game we get on the board, that's something worth seeing. Able to sneak on through past NRG defense. So there. If you're a hardcore Alpine fan out there are some upsides to this. As we said, whenever you go into a different, what's the word I want to use?
Environment, area, surrounding, team setting.
Team setting. That's it. Like NRG is a very different. They're on a very different level than Alpine. Alpine is ascending to that level, but not quite there yet. I mean, you got to take your notes and you got to take the little W's, because, like I said, I don't think anybody, if we're being realistic, expected to see a 3-0 in Alpine's direction.
Yeah.
So what is realistic to expect against a team like this? I think at this point you've got to start looking towards a W at the very least. But with a sub, this isn't one where you go home and you beat yourself up about.
Oh, 100%. And what I'm hoping for is that the boys are just having fun, because in this situation, you just want to have fun, keep the comms, keep the energy up, so that when you go on to the next week with the full roster, you're hyped, you're ready to go, and you're refreshed. So if you can focus on that aspect, I think you're golden here, F-Dot.
Speaking of refresh, let's refresh that bracket and take a look at where everything's going out now. Energy is obviously going to move on, and that puts Alpine down on the lower side of things. With respect to the rest of it, you see G2 kind of taking care of business against Charlotte Phoenix so far. Karma's got to fight her way back into that one.
Yeah.
E-United, new logo, same team. Spacestation Gaming here, tied 1-1.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Sunless Khan. And then Rogue and Version 1, 2 of the more evenly matched up squads here, I think.
And that's definitely the series we're going to be wanting to pay attention, because I do believe that we will go up against the loser of Rogue Version 1. That's the matchup that we're waiting to see the results of. We'll go up against the loser of that. It could be Rogue or Version 1, which genuinely speaking about our performance against NRG, and you think it's going to be Rogue? Okay. I like the pick. I would have to agree. And I think that if we do go up against somebody like Rogue or even Version 1 with our performance against NRG, it's quite possible we hit a game 5. We could get, some momentum under our feet. we finally find our stride. And I think that we could see an upset. I'm not just saying that to hype up Creamz as the meme. Like, he's definitely slotting in, and even against NRG, we're able to keep it close.
Well, I think Rogue is a team very much in the same world of Alp. Well, here's something interesting. I think Rogue is a team very much on the same stage as Alpine, but not in the same world.
Yeah.
Because I think Rogue has been on the backslide. I think they have been, you know, no disrespect, shout outs to all the players. I think Rogue has been steadily decreasing in I don't know if you want to say skill level or results. The team has looked worse over time, whereas Alpine have been climbing to reach that point.
Yeah. And you have to mention the most important part, okay? We had gotten we've been in a grudge match with Rogue, all right? We swept Rogue, then they swept us, then we meet them in the regional event number 2, and we beat them, I believe, in a game 5. So now if we come back to another rematch, how much of a slap in the face would it be for Rogue if we were able to beat them with our sub 2? That I feel like that would give us the overall winning. We get the belt. We get the belt for beating them in the ring, okay? And I think that would solidify our performance to just be that much above Rogue.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that for sure. I'm also here for the slap. I've been watching a lot of Davey 504.
Okay.
Anyway, exclamation point merch in the chat if you want to look as good as Turtle does. Get yourself that Ebex gear. It's all about it, man. You know,
clean.
Horns up. That's how we do it.
It's clean. Oh, you can't see that. I messed up.
On the climb, exclamation point merch in the chat, and you can grab yourself all the cool gear. Hats,
I was literally wearing my
hoodies,
shirt yesterday. I'm not just wearing the stuff because I'm going on the show. I was wearing this stuff yesterday. I was comfy. I was relaxed. And the sweatshirt, again, that's the go-to sweatshirt when you're trying to chill on the couch, watch some Netflix, whatever it is. That's the sweatshirt you got to be in.
I just we got to go to break, but real quick, did you wash the shirt or are you like a dirty boy?
The shirt? Of course I washed it. What do you
Okay,
think I just take it off, put it on my couch? What kind of I wouldn't disrespect the clothing like that, okay? What, do you not wash your shirts or something?
I do. I'm just making sure you stay clean. We hope Alpine stays clean. Coming up next, either Rogue or version 1. We'll be back after this. Ibex are very nimble. They can jump more than 6 feet straight up without a running start. This helps them climb mountainous terrain with ease. Ibex hooves have sharp edges and concave undersides that act like suction cups to help them grip the sides of steep, rocky hills.
That was something else. That was probably the most majestic thing I think I've ever heard you say. I thought, you got the punctitious. What is it?
That's not where that word goes.
Punctual. Punctuative. I don't even know what the word was. Okay, I can't figure it out. Punctilious. Thank you. Why did you wait so long to tell me that? Why couldn't you just told it to me right away?
Because
I'm not freaking out. There's nothing wrong with me. I just didn't know what the word was. Okay, I don't have the biggest vocabulary. We always know that. We always say that about me. But the thing that I'm most excited for isn't my crappy vocabulary. It's actually this losers round F-Dot, because we have a chance. We've got the boy Creamz. He was looking good in NRG. I think that we could actually make a run in the lower bracket.
I do want to say, we can say lower bracket instead of losers. Makes me feel a little better. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Upper and lower rather than winners.
We're not losers. We're not losers. Exactly. We're just on the lower side that we chose to be at. We're still waiting on the results actually from Rogue and version 1. Rogue are up 2-1. Is that surprising to you?
That is not surprising to me. I think that Rogue and version 1 are very similar teams, and I predicted Rogue to meet us down here in the lower bracket.
Okay.
But I'm not overly surprised if version 1 makes it. I am a little bit, like, oh, okay. And I might go back and watch that set because, like I said, I think these teams are these are the squads that if you're an Alpine fan, you've got to really take note of, because I think these are the squads that Alpine is honestly vying to replace. Like these are the established bottom of the top, if you will. Like nobody's offended when you say you're the worst of the best, right? And Rogue version 1, like these teams are the bottom of the top, and Alpine is poised to climb and make that burst through that ceiling, but they've got to break the brick to get there.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I would make the argument that Alpine have already punched into that ceiling and gone to the next level, because we've been making playoffs in every single regional event. While the grids, have been a little bit inconsistent, it's been on and off. The grid really is where we make the most out of these matches, and we make the most out of all this experience and practice, because while we're a bit inconsistent, this is where we figure out our issues, we solve them, we go into the weekend for the regional event. And that's exactly what we did last week. We ended up making top 8 again in the second regional event, which is nuts, because we're outbidding Rogue, version 1, Plot Twist, the Knights, a lot of teams that you would consider to be the same level as Alpine, and yet we're the ones passing on to the playoffs and competing even for semifinals. We almost made it to the semifinals. We went to the Game 5 against Kansas City Pioneers. It was so close. Make sure you go watch the regional event if you haven't.
That was wild.
Nuts. Yeah.
I really, really, really thought that it was going to be all good. I thought that Kansas City Pioneers was going to go down. I was very surprised. But it is one step forward at a time, and that's something that I've noticed with the Alpine guys, is that the Alpine very rarely succeeds on their first go, which is kind of like regular people in life. Like, all right, let me get there and then I'll strike out, but then the next time, okay. And I mean, even with this NRG matchup, the first time Alpine went against NRG, it was,
it's a little rough to say the least.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah, it was not great, Bob.
I would actually argue that it looked a little bit worse than how we actually just fought against them. There were some crazy plays against NRG, and yet we come out here with the sub Creamz, and we're still playing better than the first week.
I love how my man Turtle comes out here like, I would actually say that was the point that I was leading up to.
Actually, I turned to that guy. I'm sorry. It had to be done. It had to be done. I didn't know where you were going with it. You set me up for that. Okay.
Turtle's 100% correct, though. Today looked a lot better than last time, and I think that's a result of coming up and seeing it. You're able to kind of look at, all right, so okay, that's what that looks like. I'll be able to. I've been playing Dark Souls lately, and like,
okay,
that's the approach that Alpine seems to have. There's a boss, you throw yourself at it, and you die very quickly, and then you go, oh, okay. So he swings at me with the right hand and then the left hand, and then you
Yeah.
know how to dodge it, and then you beat the boss. That's how Alpine comes in. They come in, they're like, all right, we made it to round 2. Oh, we just lost immediately. So the next time Alpine makes it to round 2, that's it. It's over. We're good, right? Like,
Yeah, it's the same thing as a muscle. And whenever you're working it out, you know, you got to break it down, get destroyed a
oh,
little bit, and then you
I thought,
recover and you're stronger than ever after that.
I thought you meant like a muscle, like the shellfish, you know, like a muscle, like a clam.
When I say a muscle, that's the first thing you think of. What?
Yeah,
Dude, I don't understand the way you think. I don't understand it, but I love it at the same
most
time.
people don't.
I I think it's impossible to, but just quick update. Rogan version 1 now. We're in game 5 of that
Okay.
series. So it could go either way at this point. I mean, they are, like you said, in the same bracket of teams, which I personally, I don't know about you, I would still say Alpine's above them in terms of recent performances because you mentioned Dark Souls. The grid is our first fight against the boss. We end up
Okay.
losing. We get taken down. We get stomped in on by the boss because, you know, usually the boss is like a 40-foot giant. We got stomped a little bit. Then we
Yeah.
come back during the weekend for the regional event, and we're better. We know how to attack him. We know his move set, and we can counter him.
Mhm. I feel that. I really do feel that. I absolutely, you know, kind of understand where you're coming from, and I think that, you know, I think that up until last week's sort of backslide, if you will,
Yeah.
and the reason why I do bring that up is because I think last week and week number 6 were a little bit. It was a step away from what we've seen the team like successfully pull off, and so maybe I shouldn't use the term backslide, but it is troubling. It is
Yeah.
worrisome for sure.
Yeah.
I need to see you know we need to see that reaffirmation of it because I think week number 5, week number 6, I was coming out here and I was like, that's it. Alpine has solidified themselves as the up and coming team. We're looking at Omelet, we're looking at all these other squads, and Alpine's kind of in that conversation. I think that when we actually see how Alpine works out, they
Yeah.
leapfrog. They did supersede those teams, but now is where we ask the question: okay, so is Alpine really up there, or was that a moment of Icarus? Right? Did we fly? Are we now back
Yeah.
to reality? Oh, there goes gravity. Like,
Well, I think
you
the
know?
regional event 2 actually secured the fact that it wasn't just a dream
Okay,
or a false reality because it seemed like after we got destroyed, like you said, backsliding, we were able to recover for the weekend, go on to pop off. And I'm just excited, man. We have actually apparently an updated bracket that I want to take a look
okay.
at because I want to see how everybody else is doing in this tournament. We got to see the results. I believe Rogan version 1 still in a game 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Bracket.
Okay,
Here,
okay,
open it
okay.
up.
G2 the clean 3-0. Okay.
All right. Okay. G2 3-0. Probably not. Not surprised.
Yeah.
3-1 here for SSG over E United. Again, not surprised. Is worth noting. E United continuing to improve with the
Yeah, with
CRL
the new pickup
superstar
Tristan.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Like that is it. To getting a game off of SSG is a big deal. Especially with a 2-week-old roster. So I'm interested there. Energy is energy. And
Yeah.
then we're still waiting out Rogue and version 1.
Yeah. And I do believe that the G2 Esports and Spacestation Gaming matchup now means that if we do win against the winner of Rogan version 1, we will face the loser of that matchup. So this is a tough day for us.
Sick.
Even with our regular roster, this is a rough day. You know, we're going up against NRG right away. Now we drop down to face a rival Rogue versus version 1. And if we can beat Rogue right now, I would actually be happy if we have a rematch against Rogue just to assert our dominance. That's what I'm talking about. We'll go forward to play the loser, I believe, if my math isn't wrong, the loser of G2 and S.
Version 1 is going to be able to
Oh,
take this above
oh my
Rogue.
goodness.
And so
Version
it
1.
will be the Rogue rematch.
Yes. I'm hyped. I literally just mentioned this. This is what I want to see. This means so much more. We've had almost a back and forth with Rogue. We were able to recently beat them in the regional event. And now we can come out here with the sub. And I think this is a moment to even build our confidence against them that much more.
Let's take a look at that lowers bracket. And there it is. Yes, it says lower bracket. See? Look how nice
See,
we are to everybody.
we're not sad. We're not sad boys. We're positive boys.
And there it is. You got your Posy shorts on? Oh, that's a reference that goes.
I don't even know what that is. I'm sorry, bro.
Shout outs to the 2 hardcore kids in chat. I broke my monitor. Good.
Sir, it's gone.
Yeah, well,
Look,
it's
you don't
back.
even need to see your monitor to know that we're up against Rogue. We're going to take this
Yeah.
W, hopefully, against the roster that, again, this is my favorite matchup right now for the greatest Rogue, because I think every single time we fight them, it's like one team is adapting. So then it's our chance now, after we recently beat them, to go up against Rogue again, who has recovered. Like we talked about fighting the boss. They've learned from their mistakes going up against us. It's time to test our skills. And sometimes when you do fight the boss, you get beat 2 times in a row.
I feel that this is I'm with you. This is one of my favorite matchups here in the grid. Rogue and Alpine have really kind of created themselves a natural rivalry.
Yeah.
You know, you can't make this stuff overnight. You don't just bam make a rivalry as much as some, you know, teams and games have tried to. You got to actually forge it out. So here we've gone against Rogue a number of times, Alpine, and we've seen them kind of win some and lose some, back and forth.
Yes, sir.
Which are you expecting today?
Wait, which am I expecting? Say it one more time.
How is this one going to go?
How is this going to swing? Bro, I actually, if I had to guess, I think this is going to go the distance if Alpine can have a good first game. I think first games with subs, the most important thing. We have to start off confident with Creamz. If Creamz can know that with this roster, being on it, and the impact that he brings, they can take a W, take a win, even in just one match of one game in this series against Rogue, and we get that confidence in him right away, then I think we can move on to have persistence, because Rogue are going to bounce back without a doubt. This is not going to be a sweep from either sides, in my opinion. And I think if we can get that first win, we can start out strong. Creamz is going to get confidence, and going up against Rogue, we're going to force a game 5. I don't know who's going to take that one, but I just think it's going to go to a game 5.
I'll be straight up. If it goes to a game 5, I think Alpine loses. I think Alpine needs to win in 4. I think 3 is unrealistic.
Catch them by surprise.
But I think 4 games is very, you know, whether we win the first one, we lose the second one, and then 2 in a row from there, I think is realistic. I actually do think it's possible to lose game 1 and then kind of come back with the with the spaceman sweep, as we like to call it. Not quite a reverse sweep. You know, you're only down 1, you get the 3. But I think that's possible. But if it goes to 5, like we saw last time around, I think Rogue are just able to kind of, they have more of the veteran presence. They've been there. They've understood that a little bit more. And especially with Creamz, again, not pointing out skill level, but just pointing him out experience level, right? His XP just isn't as high as the amount of times he's been in this situation. So I think that might be a little bit realistic. But, 4 games and Alpine goes.
It's going to be tough because subs thrive the most whenever they're surrounded by players who can keep him calm. And I think that the Alpine roster, we've known time and time again that the nerves, the emotions can get to them a little bit. You know, they're up against teams and players that they thought they'd never even be fighting against. You know, these are guys that they looked up to, they watched their streams, they've been fans of for a while, and now they're playing against them. Even with their full roster, sometimes they'll get nervous. Now you've got Creamz. You got to support him emotionally if you want to pop off against Rogue, and you also have to be confident in yourself. And normally the subs can thrive off the veteran experience. We don't have that, but that doesn't mean Creamz can't find that within himself.
Not at all. Creamz is a dynamic guy, and I'm sure that extends itself to the actual pitch as well. That is, you know, that's something that we really haven't talked about in our you know, almost 2 months of doing grid broadcasts here with Alpine, is the fact that this is an extremely young team. There is no veteran on this squad. You know, the closest thing there is to a veteran is Miztik, you know, the coach.
Exactly. And you're going up against Kronovi, who I think, besides Gary G, the most experienced, probably actually more when you're thinking about all the way back historically to the tournaments that he was playing, the most experienced Rocket League player competitively, I think that there is. Kronovi and maybe Cooks here.
Okay.
And maybe it's definitely Kron Cooks.
That's high. That's a high bar to really combat, you know. And so looking at Rogue across the way, that's something that Alpine probably shouldn't think about. You mentioned
turn name tags off. Turn name tags off. That's all you got to do.
Wild to me. That's wild.
Don't even worry who you're up against. That's all you got to do.
But play style important, no?
I think the meta has changed a little bit in terms of the play styles are more different between teams. Like if you see Justin going for the ball, that's a situation where it's like, okay, I got to challenge this guy right away. I got to get in his face. But if I see somebody like I don't know, Torment going for the ball, and I'm not saying that's a diss. I'm just saying like
No,
there's
exactly.
obviously a difference in how they're going to play, how they're going to approach the net. Justin's going to have a lot more skill with the 1v1 plays. The flicks. Torment's probably just going to go for a more solid hit, solid clear to the corner, and that's how you can determine where your decisions lie. But if you get affected by emotions easily, and you'd rather just play based off of the current game and where you think they're going to go, and just what you're seeing physically, I think that's the smarter choice. It works better for me, at least.
And that's that last bit is the important part is identifying what works for you. And this is something that you can take home to your own, Rocket League games, is that what might work out for your teammate or your friend, it doesn't necessarily, this isn't there is no mathematical science to this. Is the best approach. This is what you're supposed to do. It's an art form, it's an analog art. It's not binary. It is not set in stone. Our game, however, is about to start. We'll jump on into it.
That's what I'm talking about. So
I'm joking.
Wait, you're joking? We're memeing?
Am I joking?
We're memeing? No, we're not memeing. I don't think so.
Oh no. Yeah, we're good.
This looks as official as we could get. Hold on a second. It seemed as if there was an instance where we had a 2v2 situation, but no, all players are here. Everybody's loaded in. No server issues whatsoever. Turnturo already air dribbling, but we got the defense, and it's time. It's time for Super Sub Creamz to come out here and pop off.
That's what we're looking for. That is absolutely what we're looking for. And that's not how it's going to happen.
This is why I talked about the start. We have to gain confidence right away. Percy, a little touch to the side, but Turnturo, he's fallen after the aerial. Didn't even have time to react, and we have two players die with the same ball. I don't think that we would have had a better chance necessarily if we didn't have a double commit there, but having somebody just stay far post and not get baited into that challenge, I think would give us the highest percentage of saving that. But it's just the first few seconds, okay? Get over it, move forward, and keep looking for each other on the field. Try and find those passes.
Yeah, I got to agree with what you said before there, where it's about trying to find those lanes and just be a little bit more consistent. Where we've seen these issues first and foremost on the side of Alpine, and got to be able to iron them on out. Creamz looking cute, but not able to convert it and bring it on home.
And it's definitely possible to tilt Rogue with first kill on the backboard. You see him missing right there as well. If you go for a couple of demos, I want to see somebody get physical. That's the thing and the aspect that Majicbear does actually bring. By the way, I don't know if we've mentioned it, but Majicbear is out because he's sick, he's not feeling too well, but he'll be back better than ever. We all hope a speedy recovery for our boy Majicbear. And we're going to miss the demos, though. Majicbear's gone. That is an aspect of the game that was brought to the Alpine roster through Majicbear. Physical plays, annoying boost grabs, and solid defense with your challenges. We even saw him in the regional event. He was popping off with ceiling shots left and right. That's the kind of stuff that we're missing out on. It doesn't mean that other players, Percy, Jordan can't fill those shoes, even Creamz. It just means somebody has to take that first step up and try.
Which is where, being the new guy might even come into as a positive, right? Just like, hey, I'm gonna just step up and do this sort of thing. Whether you guys, whether it's a part of the system or whether or not, and you just adapt and adjust from there.
Oh, Rogue, I love that touch from Turo to just pop it in the middle and first killer. This is the 1v1 skill that you have to be scared of. That little touch, and it seems like Rogue are actually starting to develop that more and use first killer more as a weapon than just have him fit into the rotation as a normal freeze player. Whenever you give him space, you see it, just toss it off to him, let him do some dribbles.
That's the luxury given to you by a player that kind of knows that sort of thing. But 2 minutes to go here in game number 1.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a Creamz off the backboard. Yes, this is what we need, the passing plays. I don't want to see really any solo plays. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind winning. But I'm just saying, the passing plays, making sure we feel complete as a roster, especially with the new the new sub in. Then we've got more chances of not only winning this first game, but building that confidence to take on Rogue and create the upset.
That's really the key, is kind of understanding where you came from and seeing if you can kind of be that confident in a series where, I mean, I feel some type of way when I mention it as a commentator. I can only imagine being a competitor and seeing a team across you and be like, all right, you know, all right, they're better than us. Here we go. Like, it's not a great mentality. So coming in here against Rogue, this is a much different world where maybe they're saying the opposite. But realistically, I think Rogue are like, all right, this is doable. Let's get it done.
I love what I'm seeing from Creamz too, going for the demo. That is the role he needs to fill. If Majicbear isn't on the field and nobody else wants to go for demos, okay, Creamz, you're up. Go take out the goalkeeper, open up some space for Percy and Jordan to pop off.
1 minute left, 1-all. Demos galore, man.
Okay, Percy. Off the backboard, the shot placement. Look at the accuracy. There's even a goalkeeper. You hit it by him. It doesn't matter if your shot is this good.
Yeah, there's a goal right there. Terrantora a little bit too slow on the jump up, and a wild look. Lead, can we hold it for 40?
Oh, yes. Yes, we can. Okay, believe in the dream of Cream. Okay, that sounded weird, but this is where Creamz is going to pop off. He's going to get the demos. Might have gotten taken out, Jordan, by first killer, but I believe in the roster. And it's going to be tough. Rogue have been solid on offense, moving this ball, especially the transition game, but we've been catching them off guard a lot of times with our shooting, especially Percy. This is our time to strike. Come on, just win this first game, and I'm hyped.
All right. Got my monitor plugged back in there.
What? You have
it's a good thing.
Keep it off. Keep it off. I don't even want you to be watching these games after. This is what happens when you turn it off. Genuinely, if we start losing, turn your monitor off. I'm not even joking.
No, we score when I turned it on. What are you talking about?
But if you keep it off, then we can have those plays develop, keep the defense. Now we got a 2-goal lead against Rogue with the super sub. I'm ecstatic right now. This is everything I wanted to see to win the series. Start off strong, win that first game, catch Rogue off guard, and you've got momentum, and you're making sure Creamz is confident.
I mean, that's what you're looking for, and that's what we're finding, baby. Creamz, Percy, and Jordan picking it up and putting it down.
My goodness. That was a fantastic
demos
game.
for Creamz in that one.
And 1 goal for everybody. It's not just a carry or a step up from Percy specifically or Jordan. While you have to credit Percy's shot, I think that was the difference maker in this game. There's also the demos from Creamz, and I think Jordan's defense was really solid with the clear. So this is it. This is it, F-Top. People say it can't be done. With the sub of Creamz, and I tell them, you're completely wrong. Because Creamz.
I don't think anybody says it can't be done beating Rogue. I think Rogue is, like I said, a realistic matchup, man.
But with our results, though, this is something that you have to consider. If we're going back and forth with Rogue, and we win with the sub, dominance. Sheer dominance.
I think everybody's using the... Oh, you said dominance. You said
no, dominance. Sheer dominance, ladies and gentlemen.
That's actually sick. I'm going to start saying that.
There we go.
IRL.
Sheer dominance. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah. I'm be like, yeah, man. How did I do on my test? Sheer dominance, bro.
See that? I would put that on a shirt. I would wear that on a shirt. That would look good. That would look pretty good.
Sheer dominant, dude. That would be sick. Wait, don't say it out loud. Sorry, I was going to steal it.
Now the question is, do we see a comeback from Rogue here? Are they going to switch anything up? They're definitely going to adapt to whatever we're doing. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to react. I think that they were doing a good job of giving first killer space, but overall moving the ball down the field with each other, not working out for them.
I don't think there's anything specific to adjust to. I think kind of in fitting, first killer is going to adjust just like that. Kind of in fitting with what we were saying is Alpine have just kind of been taking the game as it's come to them, largely, looking probably cost of the substitute, right? Not looking for anything over the top.
Yeah.
And so I think that's pretty indicative of what's been going on.
That was a really nice play from Kenobi. So I just wanted to mention that he was able to carry that ball all the way from midfield, keep to the corners, or excuse me, to the wall, just basically sticking like glue. and get that one out to first killer. So I talked about it earlier. I felt like they were passing the first killer well, but everything else wasn't connecting. And now Creamz says, you know what? I'm just going to use the midfield and keep this ball on top of my head, dodge 2 players, get a pass out to first killer.
Nice pass play there coming out from Jordan, but blocked from the inside. Creamz does a really dirty job of dribbling it right past his own goal.
Sorry to interrupt you with that. We saw the shot with Percy, and he has been a beast from the right side of the net. I feel like he's able to find that one clear angle where you just smack it against the left post from the right corner, and that's one of the most difficult shots to hit in the game.
Alpine gonna grab control again. I'm kind of about it. Percy with the dead stop. Ugh. Rogue is doing a great job of kind of just slowing this game down.
Yeah, I mean, they have players like Creamz who I would consider as a. There's different play styles. You know, it's almost like a choose your fire thing. I think Creamz is more of a pace controller. You know, he's a guy who's going to dribble it down, but also say, okay, there's more space in the air. I'm going to take this ball up. He has the skill to do all of that, and also the experience to recognize when he needs to make a shift.
That last point is probably the most important part, is understanding how to make those shifts. And Pro comes on through.
Oh, look at, dude, first killer's touch. The 360 to recover and get it out into the midfield. That's 2 passes now from the corner where both players, like Creamz recently in the first goal, and then now first killer, excuse me, is going to take that one into the corner, get it past one player, and then skip it past our second now for an open shot.
Gotta watch out there.
Yeah.
3 minutes to go. 2 goals in the pocket for Rogue.
Oh.
Definitely hackable. And I thought that was really how he did it.
Saw Super Sub Creamz go for that shot, man. I was anticipating a top corner, and look at the pass from Creamz to the flip reset. And to those who think that Creamz, you know, it's a sub in, he might not bring that much power or potential. Look at the pass initially right there, using the flip reset. That's something only high-level players will bring in. I'm not even trying to just hype up Creamz just for the sake of the meme or anything. Like, genuinely, he is fitting in well and having some pretty creative plays.
Transition here. Ooh, drops the ball. Okay. All of a sudden, Alpine find themselves on their side, but a clear is a clear.
Just got about 2 minutes now. We haven't had too many fantastic looks at the net. A couple of shots here and there, but overall nothing too spooky for the defense of Rogue to handle. And they're transitioning better. I mentioned that I wanted to see more passing out of Rogue because it seemed like they were just trying to find first kill. That was about it. But now it's kind of combined in this whole team effort.
First killer's taken 1 shot on goal and he's got it.
Yeah.
And it was the first one that we saw.
Saw it clear too from Creamz. Keep that one, the pressure in. And we also mentioned a lot of times how Alpine can't really keep the ball in transition and stay with that pressure. And we're struggling with that again. It seems like Rogue, they'll get 1 or 2 solid clears and we can't find that third man to rotate and keep the ball in their zone. And now we're just getting starved out.
That's the tough part. Unable to really respond because of lack of boost, and it's a butterfly effect, right? One thing leads to another, and leads to another, and leads to another.
Oh, Creamz! Oh, the pass. F that, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I'm loving this. Creamz passes himself off the roof and then kind of lines up his teammate right there. And it fits into what the squad wants to do. This is a team that likes the controlled kind of offense, and that's what we saw there. And seeing the sub fit in perfectly, you'll love it. You just love to see that.
We got 43 seconds left. We just need one more outstanding play. I know it's a lot to ask for, but just one little burst. Percy or Jordan stepping up. We got Creamz, and now the shot from Creamz. This is the last thing I wanted to see. But you got to give credit to Rogue and Turn off the backboard to find a slot where Creamz can't get a touch.
Yeah, that's the dagger there. Unfortunately, I think that it might have been something that we could have tied in 30 seconds, but
Yeah.
2 wild possible would be wildly out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was talking about with that first game, and giving Creamz confidence, and also the roster, just to know that you can take a game off of Rogue. It doesn't even matter that you're playing with a fresh new pickup, a new sub in. Just the fact that we got that first game, we can force a game 5, we can keep going, and we're more resilient now that we've gotten that first win.
Alpine used Harden, right? Like,
Yeah,
Metapod.
that's what I'm talking about. Dude, every time I caught Metapod or Caterpie, I believe it was, and they evolved, I was like, what is happening? I don't have any moveset. I don't like this game anymore. It's over.
Another time. Man, that's 2 denied buzzer beaters, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
so
think
close.
the main reason why Creamz is fitting in so well too with the roster is because he'll go up for those little 1v1 plays or little highlights of mechanics. You know what I'm talking about? I think that I genuinely think Alpine. I've been using the word genuinely. I think that Alpine are probably one of the most fun teams to watch, just because of the sheer mechanics that they bring. You know, Jordan, even in the regional event, going off the ceiling, Majicbear using the ceiling all the time, Percy's incredible shots. All 3 of those players can do individual moves where they beat out 1, 2 players, maybe even
Sure.
3, setting up their teammate. And for Creamz to come out here, that little self pass off the ceiling, that's the same play style as everybody else on Alpine.
Yeah,
That's right, Jeff's kids.
absolutely. It's funny. It's not just us that sit here and say that this is a fun team to watch. Some of my co-commentators on our co-commentators on RLCS, Stumpy and Call from they think this team is the bee's knees. This is
I
a
do too.
real deal for them in NA.
Well, and we've seen that with the regional events making it to playoffs every single time so far. We'll see how regional event number 3 goes, but we have to lock in here. This is our rival Rogue. Like I said, we've gone back and forth multiple times in multiple different series. A win here, I would say, solidifies our spot over them completely, and that's why there's a lot on the line for both of these rosters.
Got to be able to find this one. Game 3, the first 2 split down the middle.
Do you think this is a decider matchup? Do you think Alpine need to win this to, obviously force a game 5, but can you just see Rogue winning this, then just sweeping us for the rest of the series? This is, in fact, the swing match, and I feel like that could be the most impactful, depending on how hungry my boy Creamz is. Who, by the way he's playing, he looks hungry, man. He looks hungry.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. You know, we talk a lot about the downsides to the substitute mentality.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the upsides, it's also, this is your chance to show everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is, where else are you going to get the opportunity to be like, hey, look how cool I am. Oh, the save.
Not even close.
Again.
Not even close, okay? That save, I wasn't even sweating. Not even a single drop of sweat dropped on my forehead, and okay, now I'm drenched. Now I'm absolutely drenched. After this shot, I'm a little bit sad because Turo, the pass out in the midfield, too good. Again, they're only setting up first killer, it seems, but that's all it takes at this point.
Yeah, that was a little bit rough there. A little bit rough, but the good thing about it is that it happened so early on that, we've got a lot of time to kind of react and come on back to it.
Okay, well, now we got to see how Alpine can recover and react. Our defense getting tested a lot here. You can see even off Novi again. We don't have an answer for the second follow-up shot. We'll have a pass come in from Rogue. They get one shot on net, and then Jordan there, the turn to go back to net instead of come towards the ball is what decided that goal.
At the same time, that was a nice move from Kenobi. That was probably not the most advanced Rocket League goal we've ever seen, but also not worm food. That was an effective play, interesting maneuverability. Creamz tries to take it all the way to the hole. Another follow-up shot and a third. All 3 of them going to be blocked here.
And that started with Cream's mechanical ability. Again, fitting in well with that playstyle Alpine like doing, throwing one player up, hoping he can beat out 1 or 2 players, then set up his teammates. That's exactly what happened. We had the best look so far in this game. We have to keep up that mechanical ability.
3 minutes, 2 goals. totally doable. Less so if we stay on this side of the field. All right, this is where we can kind of boom it out from our side. And Alpine doing a strong job of controlling their possessions.
Yeah.
But the problem is the possessions are coming few and far between, and Rogue's ability to kind of dominate in between those lines is really showing off.
It's usually just one clear from Alpine that goes to the other side. We can keep possession maybe for a couple of seconds, have one or two good looks, but then obviously it's going to be Rogue to bounce it back, who have, I'd say, far superior opportunities just because of what they're trying to create. Alpine, like I said, I like having one player go for a mechanical outplay multiple times in a row, but at what point is it a little bit too predictable and Rogue just send, you know, only one player to bait out that initial flick, and then you can have somebody else come out. Like right here, you see First Killer, he just hits it forward once, now turns Turo. They're a duo that can come attack our net and look for an opportunity. It doesn't work out this time, but that seems to be the play they're going for.
Yeah, kind of understanding how
Oh, baby.
in and out.
We're in it.
And
We're in it.
Percy just in.
Oh, my goodness.
2-1.
Pass from Jordan. I don't know what Kronovi was doing. Personally, I think that shot should have been confronted with a challenge that was much earlier. Kronovi getting a little bit confused. Maybe went for the ball initially instead of trying to find the 50-50 with our striker. But we'll take it. We'll take the space, and that's all just a result of continuous passing.
Gotta follow it up.
Yeah.
You need to find the passes. That's been how Alpine sort of kind of wants to play, it seems like, but it doesn't always come out that way.
Yeah. Well, it's the struggle of keeping possession, which we have been working on. And if you watch the grid, it's continuously gone up in terms of where we're looking for passes instead of just a couple of 1v1 plays here and there. Now Percy now in the midfield, please, something has got to work out against the 50s. It does. Creamz doesn't have the pace. Almost got a hold of that. I saw the goal. I saw the opportunity. I thought just narrowly missed it.
Yeah, I was holding my breath for that one. Thought it might have been enough to tie the game at 2.
Yeah.
Instead, Alpine
Percy.
still trail it by 1. Never mind.
Oh my
2 all, baby.
We are in it, and we're making use of that space on the left side. First Killer and Turo, they're in the same spot. Nobody wants to rotate to the other side or try and infiltrate more space, and we know that. We realize that with Jordan's pass, hits up Percy again, the two strikers who aren't the sub, who needs to step up, and they do it.
Just like that. Just like that. You've got to set your substitute up.
We can win it.
That's,
We can win it in these 40 seconds.
if possible. Certainly possible. 30 seconds left. We go to overtime if neither team can score.
First Killer. Oh. You can see him going for that shot off the ceiling.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a pass. It was actually tactically placed off the ceiling to go towards our net. No, please. We're good.
Time. Nice.
No. Keep this up. Keep this up, Jordan. Keep this
Oh.
one up. Oh.
Oh, you
Oh
want-
my goodness. Maybe? No.
Ah,
Okay. No.
yeah.
Scrap it.
Yeah,
Scrap
I
it.
get what you're
It's
saying.
overtime.
Yeah, that's an overtime play for sure.
Oh, Creamz, there we go. To see the sub step in and get in front of those shots, that's the most difficult part. It's not really the offense. Everybody feels more comfortable on offense anyway because there's nothing at stake. But for Creamz to know when to get in front of that shot and to be in position, that's literally all rotation right there.
Yeah, that's the job. Trying to find and fill in the gaps, right? That's the entirety of Rocket League, especially when you step in to a team that's solidified. Like I said, you kind of want to maybe show them new approaches, but
Yeah.
you don't want to teach them. Let them discover their approaches by themselves. Let them discover the products that they keep, and allow them to discover by themselves
Percy?
what they're capable of.
Oh, I thought Percy had a moment there. A double commit two for Rogue. There are mistakes popping left and right out of Rogue's defense. And again, this is all tied up in overtime. The swing game is going to take lead in the series. And this is the loser's bracket. This is for elimination and to move on. I believe the winner of this will play the loser of SSG and G2. I'm not sure if that match has ended yet. Let me go ahead and check real quick before I come back. Oh, it's going to be G2. So the winner of this is going to go on to play G2.
Okay.
The series, rather.
Praise.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're still good.
All right.
Turo, he did get the bump. He followed through after the air dribble. Scary situations. I'm still a little bit worried that our rotation is going to break at any moment. We have to find an opportunity on offense early on because I feel like the more we go into this overtime, the more we're at a disadvantage.
Not gonna fight that. I'm not gonna fight that one either. Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking real critically about it. I'm like, you know what? It says what it just says what's on the tip. That's exactly the kind of approach you want to be able to take.
No sugar
So,
coat.
2.5
No
minutes.
sugar coat.
Is there some way? Should the players turn the
Oh, no.
inward?
I'm not sure. I'm getting a little bit scared too because we have not broken this pressure. A mistake is bound to come out. There it is, Jordan, the misflip. Kronovi gets the follow-up. I'm amazed. We're still alive. We still hold on in overtime. That would have been a really good play for Rogue, who are doing an outstanding job at keeping the pressure. Finally, it breaks Kronovi. We lose the overtime. You got to give credit to Rogue, though. They kept the pace up, the pressure, all the boost was theirs. We couldn't even compete.
You got to give credit to Alpine as well, forcing that overtime, forcing Rogue to get put in that position.
Wow.
You know, they have the tools, but they have to be put in a position to actually kind of use them. And I think that's what Rogue did. Rogue just kind of turned up the gas a little bit and was able to kind of find spots for these players where normally they might be out.
Utilizing the duo of Percy and Jordan. Still, Jordan setting up Percy amazingly throughout this entire series. Okay, that's something that we don't want to take away. Now it's weird because we flip flop. It's like we have at the start of the series, you know, some good solo plays. We're not really looking for each other as much in the midfield, but we have the mechanics and we're outpacing and also out mechanicking two players, setting up a teammate easily. Okay, but now it's not really the 1v1 game, really. We're just looking for a teammate right away, which is good. But now we need to mix it up. If we're going to try and take this series, you've got to try to combine the two.
That's, you know, that's the entire thesis here.
Yeah.
Is looking how to make this one work together as opposed to against each other.
It's time. F-Dom.
It's time.
You're frozen. You're frozen over there. Well, I don't even know how to predict this series in terms of Creamz' performance. Because he stepped up to the plate. There is no doubt about it. We have a close matchup against a rival team. Gone back and forth in previous results. And Creamz is still stepping up, finding himself slotting in nicely into the rotation, usually getting in front of the shots. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing.
Very easy to kind of step up in this situation and do no such thing. Just go 0-3, 0-3, 0-3, and no one is mad.
Oh, baby.
Percy scores, and we are happy.
Nobody's mad about this one if you're on the side of Alpine. Nobody whatsoever, especially with that bounce to bang it to the corner. And this is how we got the other goals. It's really a breakdown of the defense of Rogue, where I think they're rotating a bit slower and they are not spreading out the field, which we're definitely exploiting. And then now first killer, okay, of course he's gonna get one right away. This is scary. We needed to keep the lead, but like I was saying, Rogue's defense, they're not looking the best. This is a completely winnable game.
Without a doubt. It's early on in the game, 4:26 on the clock. I mean, there's plenty of time in the game.
That's right.
And trying to get back into it, I think will be. I honestly think this will be one of the taller tasks in front of Alpine.
Yeah.
I think Rogue are a little bit more comfortable just right now.
But again, I'm thinking back to game one. We're at match point, and I didn't want to make it here without at least getting some confidence in the roster with Creamz, because that's all we needed. Spark, one single spark to know that we can still compete and still take a couple of games off of a team who have been our rivals in the past.
That's the game plan. One at a time, right? One at a time.
Bro, we've got 4 minutes to hold this down. The defense has got to step it up. Get in front of the shots. We're going to do it right there with Jordan. That save. Good looks. Good looks so far.
See them converting, though. I've enjoyed the time on offense. I've enjoyed the time on defense, but
Yeah.
very, very few goals up and down the court.
And even look at Creamz there to know to just challenge first killer instead of hesitating. And then the touch on offense to set up Percy. You can't ask for more from the sub. Literally nothing else you could ask for out of Creamz. He gets the touch on offense, and previously he had won that 50 to set up the clear. This is what I'm talking about.
First time in RLCS, folks. And just like that, Creamz helping
Yeah.
making it happen.
I'm just going to restate it. A couple people wondering in chat why Creamz is in here subbing for Majicbear. Majicbear not feeling the best. Like I said, wishing him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he'll be prepared and ready for the next regional event or the next grid. I do believe the grid will be first. But, you know, we're still excited to see Creamz out here. And how can you not be after that one goal?
That's the thing. Jordan's going to join the squad
Oh
as
my
well.
goodness.
3-1 now. Alpine looking fine.
And it's off of Creamz. The speed in the midfield completely outpaces the challenger. And we're popping off, baby. That's all there is to it. Not even using the corner. That one just goes straight off the backboard, which I think was ideal because it would have taken longer if it had gone to the corner. Beautiful placement off the pass. Nice little assist. And we found the shot.
Let's carbon copy it. 2.5
right.
minutes is a lot of time, though.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments where you can bring the pizza.
Yeah.
Absolutely do that.
And Alpine have been known to struggle towards the end of the series, especially whenever, you know, we might be going to a game 5 or match point in our favor, sometimes even in the individual games. But it could be a totally different story. You know, this is a fresh roster. Maybe the comms are a little bit more cheerful. The nerves aren't as bad.
Possible. Comfort. Definitely a big aspect of the game for sure.
You know, sometimes I feel like you'd actually play better had you just switched up the environment. I think that's something that G2 does well whenever they go into the boot camp. Just that little novelty of being in a new place just changes everything about the game, really.
Without a doubt. I mean, Kenobi's going to answer back, and honestly, this is worth getting a little concerned about with 90 seconds left.
Yeah.
Only
Oh
1 point
my
separates the
goodness.
teams.
Did you see First Killer's power slide? Did you see his power slide? How do we stop the ones, dude? That's unreal. I think that's a highlight in itself, is the power slide from First Killer. To recover and get the pass out. The dude is a beast in terms of mechanics.
It happens. Sometimes it's baked in. Sometimes you gotta kind of work for it.
Yeah.
With this Alpine team, I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
You can see Jordan's just trying to waste time. He's going for little hits to the wall. He's like, please let me just run around the field and keep possession.
All he's trying to do.
Oh, the
Fancy.
demo. F dot. You had to say you were concerned. You had to say it, didn't you? And then the demo comes out.
I didn't say that.
You said you were scared. 90 seconds left. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit more disappointed in you than anybody on Alpine. Just gonna throw that out there.
Okay.
It's okay, though. We're still tied up. We're still tied up.
Take responsibility.
I'm glad. 'Cause I'm not good.
1 minute left.
Still match point.
I wonder what it would take for this one to turn around, like big picture wise, for it all to go one direction.
For either team or what?
Yeah, I mean, for either team, because I think when it comes down to Rogue, they just have to keep on keeping on. I think if Rogue continues to do what they do, they'll
Oh no!
What? And hard carry Creamz.
Dude, is this even Creamz? It's Kornovi. What happened? What are you doing? Oh, dude, you asked what would it take to turn this all around, an own goal. Did you just control Kronovi's car? If you had told me that you had somehow found a way to hack Kronovi's controls and do that for him, I would believe you. 100%.
You know, that exists.
We're taking it. We're taking it.
If you've ever been to like a fighting game or like a Smash tournament.
Yeah.
Sometimes people leave their Wavebird and pass the controller to the system.
Hey, I'm all fine for it because we're about to take this dub and force what looks like to be game 5. Just keep this one on the floor. There it is.
Creamz. Real scary.
Hard carry Creamz.
There it is.
I'm gonna keep my arms up. I'm gonna keep my arms up just for when we come back.
And they stay there.
Bro,
and they stay there.
I'm actually amazed right now because I don't know what it took. I don't know how Kronovi even managed to get the own goal. Not sure what happened. Either way, it was a result of our pressure because at the end of the day, the dude panicked. That's all there is to say about it. He panicked.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was happening, and he got the own goal.
Sometimes you've got to be worried about the big picture. Kronovi, I think, was a little bit too locked in there, winds up ruining the small picture. But now a 2-1 game lead for Alpine above Rogue.
2-1 game. No, we're going to game 5, right? I thought this was a game 5, young man.
Am I pulling a turtle?
Mr. Tom. Tom,
Am I
get
pulling a
back to the
turtle?
room.
It is a game 5. I'm pulling a turtle here.
How
game 4s
dare you?
elude us sometimes.
Listen here, F-Dom. You thought we had the advantage, okay? And who told you it was going to go to game 5 so long as we get the first dub? I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm just going to throw that out there. So I don't want to hear any disrespect thrown to my name ever again, Mr. Tom, okay? Thank you.
I would never disrespect you, my friend. When have I ever disrespected you ever?
Thank you. Just on a daily basis. I don't care. You can disrespect me, but you can't disrespect the new sub in and how Alpine is playing. Whether or not Thronovi is on the field, it's irrelevant because we have had some setups, some opportunities, and actually Creamz has been at the forefront of all of that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Okay.
I'm so hyped right now.
Okay. Creamz has done more than just a lucky shot here, an okie doke pass there. Creamz has been an active contributor to the squad.
That's right.
And has absolutely been able to make this one happen.
Just gotta keep it up. There were a few glimpses where Rogue could have easily climbed back in that series, and they were about to. In those final moments, our defense had broken down. All it took was one demo. So I am a bit scared. If Rogue get physical, I think that's all. Literally one demo is enough, especially with how little time these 3 players have played together. One demo is all it takes to throw us off.
That's a big deal here. You know, Creamz just trying to fit in and fill the zones. When a demo comes out, your job changes in the instant, and that's sort of the practice after the practice, right? You learn how everything works, and then you try to. So with the substitute here, that could actually be the downfall.
Yeah. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I'm a little nervous.
I can feel the butterflies.
I don't like butterflies.
How do you not like butterflies? From that one episode of SpongeBob where it like zoomed in? Okay.
No, they're just gross.
Wow, thank you. That's, you know what? A little bit
They're
offended.
bugs.
That's okay. Bugs are fine, okay? Percy, please hit this. Okay, almost had the angle. Almost did. Rogue's defense stepping up to the plate a little bit. And look at the clears, dude. The clears from Rogue. Even if we have possession, it's like one clear and it's boomed all the way to our corner.
That's, again, I talked about NRG kind of downloading. I talked about Rogue kind of downloading. That's the issue, is the transition, the big clears. That's where Alpine struggles, and other teams know it now.
Yeah, and we've also got the mental aspect. I haven't even talked about this, but we could be living in Rogue's heads rent-free right now, given the fact that we have a sub. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm Rogue, I'm thinking, dude, we're about to lose. We're in game 5 against a team who we struggle against with their normal roster, and we're in game 5 now with a team that has a sub in. That has got to be in the back of your head. And they're safe.
It's got to weigh. It absolutely has got to weigh on the fact that you're losing.
Yeah.
So Okay. Let's get a little stop here.
Rogan, it was bound to happen.
That's not what needed to happen.
Oh my goodness. I was just about to say Rogue getting so close to finding an opportunity. It was bound to happen. That's, what is that, 2, 3, maybe even 4 50s in a row where we just took a straight up L. I mean, that is a frustrating way to go out and give up a goal. It's just 50 after 50. And in that instance, it could have gone either way. You're just timed a little bit off with the way you're challenging, and boom, Rogue have an opportunity. They score. You're tied up, 2 minutes left. Still match point.
Gotta look for a way to bounce back.
Oh my!
No!
Oh my! Can we get? I gotta see that again. I gotta see that again. Is my stream up, dude? Oh my goodness! The saves from Percy. Dude, how did he save that? That's even worth saving the replay to go in and watch it from his perspective. Oh my god!
Is the play?
Okay. Dude, I just saw it again on the stream. That was unreal. That is the reason why we have a chance.
That is... It's funny. You mean both. You mean plays like that and also that specific play.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, I'm hyped. The narrative, the script is writing itself. This is
really
nuts.
is.
This is nuts.
It really is. Oh, man, it really is. Lying in wait for the winner of this game is G2 Esports. 1 minute left. One on each team's side of the scoreboard.
We can't give First Killer any space. We can't give that man a single opportunity. First Killer, he has been the backbone of the Rogue offense. A player that we have got to get in front of. I would love to see a demo rotating out. If Creamz can take that final step up, get a demo rotating in for defense, that could change the entire chain of events for this series.
Yeah. One little bit. 30 seconds to go. And the ball is on the orange side of the field.
Oh no. Dude, the pressure again. We can't get locked in here. We're moving it down.
Okay. Big plays so far. Percy's gonna grab control.
We got OT. We got OT, baby. This is all we needed. Just one overtime against them. How are we gonna start off? It's a kickoff. Please don't let First Killer do this.
4 seconds in.
Effed up. We can't let First Killer ever do that to us again. Bro. That series was nuts. That was such a fun series to watch. You can't even
It really
be mad.
was.
You can't even be mad.
I mean, that's just good Rocket League. You know, this is like I said, you know, the grid is a little bit more.
Goodness.
Listen, I'm not here making any excuses. I'm just here speaking plainly. You can direct your hatred at me on Twitter. It's at Isaac App if you hate me.
What?
Basically, the grid is not practice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting these games, but the grid is the weekly. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
And it is a different arena than when we look at the regionals. And when you come in here with the substitute, you know, I'm out here looking for good, solid Rocket League. I'm not necessarily, you know, I don't need to take all of these weeks home. And so I look at the performances here. I look at Creamz being able to get a chance to play on the big stage with the squad. Again, congratulations to Creamz' first RLCS games.
Yeah.
Obviously, we would like to see things go in Alpine's direction, but this was good Rocket League. I'm chilling, man. This was a fun week.
That was so fun to watch. I mean, Creamz stepped up. It wasn't, you know, just like, oh, we've got a sub in. Let's have somebody else pop off like Percy or Jordan. Creamz, he was there. He got a couple of crazy plays, even off the ceiling. I remember that solo attempt to put it out towards net, and then it bounced off the backboard, I believe it was. Or no, it was just the ceiling. I'm not even sure because that's how amazed I was.
It was off the ceiling to himself in the goal, and that's where I was going with my, you know, this isn't practice, but comment
Yeah.
was that you don't get a chance. All the scrims in the world do not emulate real RLCS
Yeah.
slash the grid play. And you've got Creamz there scrimming with the team, maybe taking a couple of shots or at bats, if you will. And this is the real practice.
Yeah.
So, you know, Majicbear get well soon and all that, but Creamz gets a chance to play against NRG, get a chance to play against a team wildly out of his skill control, like no disrespect, and then play against a team that is absolutely within the
Yeah.
grasp and gets a bunch of work done. And you know, this is irreplaceable. This is irreplaceable practice for sure.
Yeah. And it could act also as a refresh for the boys. Just, you know, getting to play with somebody else, have a week where obviously we're all taking it very seriously, but you've got the sub in, you know, maybe this is a chance
Yep.
to try out new tactics, go for something
Exactly.
else, even change up how you're communicating. There could have been things behind the scenes that were changed that we didn't even know about. Either way, it was so fun to watch. We had Creamz step in, Jordan Percy, the usual pop-offs from them. We
Mhm.
got a game 5 in overtime in game 5. It resulted in a kickoff goal. I'm still not mad. I had fun watching it. We got that Percy save too. I'm completely happy.
That's what we look for. We look for these types of excitements and these types of games. Obviously, we
Yeah.
look for a couple of W's,
Just a couple.
but
just a
we will
couple.
still look for them. I will say this: last week was a bad week, right? Team did not play well. Team was, you know, it just was what it was. This week, still losses, but not a bad week, I say. So,
Yeah.
an interesting look at week number 8. Those are our games. We'll be right back, though, with more Alpine action. Welcome back. We're here, but we're better. It's me and Turtle still, but now with more Percy. What's up, Percy?
Hello, how's it going?
For me, it's going. It's going all right. You know, it's been an interesting week. One of these. So you guys, NA, totally cool. Me and Turtle had EU RLCS early in the day, and now we're doing grid late in the day. So it's been a
Doing all over
fun one for sure. How you feeling, Turtle?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm a little bit shocked right now because I thought you guys played fantastic, Percy, with the sub in, especially. The first thing I want to ask you is how were the comms, and was it just refreshing having the sub come in and like obviously you were taking it seriously, but how were the comms? Were they more on a serious tone? Were you guys really determined and hungry, obviously, or was it more relaxed and kind of just having fun and enjoying the night?
Uh, they were like a bit relaxed because like it was just like since we scrimmed the day before because Magic was
Yeah.
still sick and he can make it,
Mm.
so we got a bit of practice with Creamz and like our comms are pretty good. They're like relaxed and chill and while being competitive at the same time.
Yeah, it's wild. Energy. Sure, obviously 3-0, but a competitive 3-0, which is wild to think about for a lot of teams, full stop, let alone with the substitute. I mean, that's gotta it's weird to say, yeah, after we got 3-0'd, it made us feel good, but like you gotta feel some sort of way about that, huh?
Yeah, like coming into NRG, like we were like expecting for like the similar results since we didn't get much practice and then like NRG's probably the best team in NA right now. So
Yeah.
and yeah, and our confidence like it's still like the same level after NRG because like obviously that like they're a really good team and like going into
Mhm.
Rogue like our confidence kept the same level. So that's
Yeah.
why we did good against them.
Well, I mean, it was definitely shown on the field because you guys still looked good against NRG, but then you came out against Rogue, and we weren't sure what we were going to see, and you guys popped off. And I mean, with Creamz, I'm still infatuated with the idea of having Cream step in as a sub, and you guys still playing well. And I'm wondering, did you have a set style you wanted Creamz to do? Did you want Creamz to react and just try to fit into rotation, or was it more of you and Jordan trying to throw Creamz forward, and you guys would support him?
Um, Honestly, like we just let Creams play however he wanted to, just to make him feel like more comfortable in the situation he is
And that's
in.
the best situation because I'm guessing he was confident throughout that entire series, and he wasn't thinking from the mentality, was he? Like I'm a sub, or was he just fully confident and he felt like he was supposed to be there?
He had his moments like where he was like a bit down, like
Mhm.
thinking he's like not playing as well. But like me and Jordan like kept his confidence up, like saying he's playing great
Yeah,
during the series, and like that helped him a lot.
that's awesome to hear.
That's something that seems to be and I'm just going to put this out there. If I'm wrong, just dunk on me real quick. But that seems to be something that has definitely improved. The first couple of weeks, you guys, whether it was in this interview or otherwise, seemed a little bit more, down on yourselves, a little bit more susceptible to kind of getting into that bad area of comms. And then hearing you today, like we were confident, we were able to keep the confidence up, blah, 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 blah. That seems to be a really big change. It's been 8 weeks, and that seems to be a really big change that you guys have made.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean like the practice has been real, and
Yeah.
that's why we're doing good.
Yeah. I mean, and you talk about the practice. Was it your idea? Like you guys obviously had scrim set for yesterday. Were you excited to get in that practice with Creams? And do you think it is what benefited you to play so well today against Rogue?
Yeah, like since we got like a bit of practice with scrims, so we already had practice before, like when Magic or like any of us
Oh,
couldn't show up to scrims, like we scrimmed with Creams. So we
heaven
already
here.
had a bit of practice with him, and like that's why we played good today.
Yeah.
And it's gotta be nice to have that fallback. Like, do you like you obviously love having Creams on your team, I would guess, because you can fall back to him whenever you need to have a sub in and you feel comfortable with him, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's a really good player, my opinion. He can fill Magic shoes.
Certainly showed today, man. I mean, like we said, you guys had some real tough competition, had the substitute, but was still able to perform. So I mean, for me, it's just been a pleasure. We actually noted, we were like, it was just really fun to kind of watch you guys go out
Yeah.
there and take the field. So thank you, for the time and being able to do the thing. and it's been great. Turtle,
Wait. I forgot. I totally forgot. Percy, do you remember the save that you got today? The save where you had 2 hits in a row. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, against Rug in game 5?
Yes, that was insane. I was losing my mind. I just need to run back like what was going through your head in that moment because you remember it, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I have no idea how you got that.
I mean, we just kept calm. I kept calm after that, and like after like the games were over, like I think Jordan like was saying like I thought that was in. Like I don't know how you saved that. I was like,
We thought that was it too. I thought it was over as soon as I saw that.
yeah,
That was nuts.
definitely was a crazy moment.
Yeah, it worked out. It was fun to watch. Like I said, big picture was fun to watch. That play was this was just an interesting fun week. Next week we'll see the bounce back for sure. Any news on if Majicbear is going to be around next week or?
Right now he's still like recovering, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna recover in time.
All right. Well, obviously, before any Rocket League, I just hope the homie feels better, right? Like that's
right.
the big deal
For sure.
But we do want to see him on the pitch as well. But it's been a blast, Turtle. Anything else? Just bring us home.
That's it, man. I'm excited for next week. I think that this is going to be a refresher for you guys because now you've had a week to kind of have Creamz step in for a little bit, and now you can get back to form next week. And I think you guys are just going to continue to take the regional events in fashion and keep making playoffs, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm throwing it in. Is this what you wanted, F. Dot? Are you giving this to me?
I said, bring us home, man. Bring us
Okay,
home.
I'll bring it home. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll tune in next week. Hopefully we see you there. F. Dot, you're looking good. Percy, you're a beast. That save was unreal. Please hit it again next week, and hopefully we'll see everybody there. Thanks for watching.